Hi, welcome to Garlic Video Day. I don't know. I'm Rochelle Wiedenhoeft. I am the Collection Field Coordinator at Seed Savers Exchange, and we're going to talk about how to plant garlic. And first we have to talk about how to prep our garlic for planting. So we have here a variety that's in our collection here. It's called German Extra Hardy. It's actually a pretty common variety, so maybe you've grown it before. And yeah, they're really nice, beautiful bulbs. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, I like to cut the stem off just because it doesn't get in the way as much, but that's not really entirely necessary. What we have to do, so this whole thing here is a bulb, and the bulb is made up of lots of cloves inside all of these paper layers. And we need to plant each of the cloves individually in the field because each clove will make one plant next year. So the first thing that we need to do is try to figure out how to open this up without damaging the cloves. So what I like to do is just squeeze here at the base of the stem and twist, and that just opens up those paper layers. The outside layers are all ripped and much easier to just kind of wipe away almost. Great, so that's all out of the way. And now we can see all of our cloves. This bulb has just 4 cloves. You might have some varieties that have lots and lots of cloves per bulb, but it's cool to see that's definitely one of the things that's different from variety to variety. So we have this opened up, and now I'm going to just try to gently pull all of these cloves off. And I want to do it as gently as possible because we don't want to hurt these cloves. And this is what we're left with. We have the stem and the basal plate with the roots. That's all going to be compost. So if you have any cloves that are still stuck together, make sure you separate those as well. So now I have 4 cloves, and we want to make sure that we're planting only our best, most healthy, biggest cloves that we have. And these cloves all look really nice, except for this one. This one here, when I cracked it open, you can see that on this bottom corner, some of its paper layer ripped completely off. And that right there is the clove itself fully exposed. And that's really not ideal. That exposure can make it so that the clove might rot over the winter and then not grow a nice healthy plant next spring. So if I can avoid planting this clove, I will, but you might not be able to. I might not be able to, depending on how much garlic I want to plant. I might decide that it's worth the risk, and this might end up being a great plant depending on how the winter goes and how happy it is snuggled in the soil. And yeah, so I'm probably gonna end up just throwing this one in the ground anyway. But if you have the ability to choose cloves that have all of their paper encasement, that is the best. So basically just that's as simple as it gets. You're cracking open all of your bulbs and getting all of your cloves that you want to plant. So figuring out your space and all the cloves that you have. We then here at Seed Savers put all of those cloves into a bag. We have almost 300 varieties of garlic in our collection, and so we have to be really careful that we don't mix up any of those varieties. So after we crack the bulbs open, we definitely put them back into a bag, and we always talk about putting labels on seeds. We definitely keep our labels on our garlic as well. So I'm gonna take my German Extra Hardy bag and bring it on over to the rest of the varieties. So I will then hang it up on one of these ropes. This is kind of just how we keep all of the varieties organized, so that we can plant them in order and that sort of thing. This is actually a pretty cool system. It's our first year having these ropes hanging from the rafters. We used to have these really heavy shelves that we hung the bags from, and this is a really cool system that we're kind of experimenting this year, and we really like it so far. So yeah, we'll probably plant next week, and you'll get to see a clip of that too. Okay, now it is time to plant our garlic. It's been about a week since we cracked open the bulbs, and we're here and we're gonna plant it. So to decide on your timing of planting, you want to make sure you do it before the ground is not frozen. So it's actually gonna snow this weekend here where I'm at, so this is a really great time to get our garlic in before that first snow and before the ground really freezes. So I've laid out here a bunch of cloves. That's how I like to do it. I like to lay it out first and then go through and plant each of the cloves. Your spacing is going to be around 10 inches, 8 to 10 inches in between each clove, and I like to do alternating rows so that it really maximizes your space efficiency and gives each plant enough space to really size up its bulb next year. So we'll start, and the most important thing about planting garlic is to make sure the pointy side of your clove is facing up. So you can see that this is the pointy side, it's the growing point, and down below is this kind of flat nubbin side, and that's where the roots are going to come from. And depending on the variety that you're working with, it might be more or less obvious which side goes up, but just know that you're looking for that root, that basal plate, to be facing down. So I like to just go in with my hand. You can use a soil knife or some other tool, and you're gonna go in like 4 to 6 inches deep, and then just cover it up with soil. So it's pretty easy. I'll just say again, the most important thing to remember is that the pointy side of that garlic clove needs to face up. If you plant it upside down, the plant next year is going to spend a lot more energy trying to get its stem up to the sky, and we want that energy to be spent in making the garlic cloves rather than fighting to find where the sun is. So once you've got all your garlic planted in the ground, it's really important to make sure you cover it up with mulch of some kind. We don't want the garlic cloves to get too cold over the winter. It's good to protect that soil as well. Here I don't have quite as much mulch as I would want to have, so I'll have to come back and put more mulch here. You're looking for like at least 6 inches, I would say, of mulch to protect your garlic over the winter. And then, of course, we always talk about labeling things, so it's really important to label, especially if you have multiple garlic varieties that you're trying to keep separate. So make sure you put your label on when you plant. Yeah, happy garlic planting. It is a pretty exciting crop. It's both a food and a medicine, so enjoy.